Yo, it's Ringside P here again with another episode of Superkick Podcast. Hope you guys had a great week. A lot of crazy stuff happened this past week on Raw and SmackDown. Let's discuss it. Let's see what we think about it. I almost just want to get rid of all of my topics and just go straight to SmackDown, but I don't want to do that yet. Some other stuff, pretty cool stuff happened, so I want to get into that. So we'll get into that. Just the usual, thing that we usually do, man. Let's go. Okay, so first thing from Raw, CM Punk injured, torn tricep, gonna be out 4 to 6 months. So CM Punk out of WrestleMania, horrible, right? Seems like Drew McIntyre is having a great time with it, joking on social media, posting memes, and just kind of like just loving it. He's eating it all up, right? It's crazy. But it sucks, man, because that was going to probably be one of the matches that I was looking forward to seeing was CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, So that's on the shelf for now until CM Punk is back, and maybe we might get that later on. Let's see. 4 to 6 months is February. Might push it back to June. Maybe SummerSlam. Maybe possibly SummerSlam we might be able to get that. Or, I don't know, man, maybe Survivor Series or something. I don't know. But that sucks, so that's gone. Judgment Day retain as tag team champions. They beat DIY. So that was good to see. It also seems like I've been speaking about it for weeks, and even though I don't like the pairing that I don't like Damian Priest and Finn Balor because I feel like two individual people as tag team champions, but they're making it work, and it feels like tag team wrestling is coming back. It's being a light sound on it. It's being more focused on. So that's great to see. I'm predicting that one of the matches for WrestleMania, either night 1 or night 2, should be Damian Priest, Finn Balor versus The Miz and R-Truth, Awesome Truth. Since they also betrayed, they finally decided to, beat down R-Truth this past week. So I'm thinking that we might get that at WrestleMania. And I will say it right now, the Awesome Truth will beat Damian Priest and Finn Balor for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania coming up. What did you guys think? Let me know. What do you think about the new shirt? I've been a big fan of this shirt. I got a little reel coming out about it. It's cool. And I like, I was on the fence about R-Truth because I wanted the Judgment Day to be serious. And they already had that kind of like comical relief thing going on. But, just got to be patient with storylines sometimes, right? And hopefully our patience with R-Truth and Judgment Day, my patience with R-Truth and Judgment Day pays off. And maybe having a little more patience with this Cody Rhodes situation is going to pay off for all of us WWE fans later on. But yeah, man, what do you guys think? You think we're going to see R-Truth and The Miz versus Judgment Day at WrestleMania or coming up soon? You think they're going to win? Let me know. Comment below. Tell me you guys' thoughts. And shoot, while I'm still talking about the Judgment Day, let's get into the Super Kicks of the week. The superstar who had the Super Kicks of the week, I'm going with Finn Balor, who seemed to have had on some Jordan 1 mids, Space Jams. But instead of the bottom being like a clear color, it was more like a purple. So they might be custom. But I looked, and it seems like the closest shoe that I can see that comes close to what Finn had is the Space Jams. They might be something different. If they are something different, let me know. If you have them, tell me what the actual name of them is. But I think they are the Jordan 1's mid Space Jams. But yeah, man. Super Kicks of the week, Finn Balor, superstar, Jordan 1 mids, Space Jams, man. Let me know. All right, so also coming up this month is the Elimination Chamber. So we're trying to figure out who's going to be in the Elimination Chamber this year. And I know it's probably not a likely outcome or won't happen because it seems to be it probably just be chaos. But I would love to see, since we starting to see a reemergence of tag team wrestling, a women's tag team Elimination Chamber match. I know it's crazy. I don't know how they even would do it. But I think it would be a dope concept to even try to do it if possible. And you just have teams from Raw and teams from SmackDown joining to try to compete for the women's tag team titles. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. So who I think is going to be in the women's elimination chamber match, I think it's going to be Nia Jax, Becky, possibly, throwing some randoms, Shayna Baszler, probably Zoe Starks, and possibly Natalya would be the women that's in there. And for the winner, would probably go to be the number one contender and go to WrestleMania to challenge Rhea Ripley for the title. But I feel like one person in that that's kind of overdue for a women's singles title is Shayna Baszler, man. Like she's a great talent, and it just seems like she just hasn't had the opportunity to shine like she should shine. I think the highest she's gotten so far is just being a women's tag team champion, which is cool, but it seems like sometimes they start to push her and then they pull back, but I think just as a heel alone, like she's just fierce and she makes a good heel. And I thought like maybe when they had this feud between her and Ronda, it was going to go somewhere for her and it's going to try to elevate her to a different status. And so maybe like just main eventing status or whatnot. And no, it's kind of just kept her down here back at this mid-card level, which kind of sucks. So like I say, man, I think she's overdue for a title run by herself. What do you guys think? Who's going to be in the women's elimination chamber match? And who you think is going to come out of that and hit the WrestleMania to challenge Mommy at WrestleMania? Let me guys know what you guys think. Comment below. So, if you guys seen some of the previous episodes of Superkick Podcast, you guys will know that I wasn't necessarily in favor of Cody Rhodes trying to challenge Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania, because I wanted The Rock to do that. Just because I felt like it should have happened last year and it didn't happen, and I don't want to see a rematch. I'm tired of the rematches at WrestleMania, year after year or whatnot. So I wasn't in favor of that. So then when I was kind of after the Royal Rumble and Cody pointed up to the stands, and I wasn't sure if he was pointing at Roman or if he was pointing at Seth Rollins, and it kind of was leaning more to Roman Reigns, but I was hoping it was still going to be Seth. And then they come out on Monday Night Raw, and Cody seemed like he's ready to go into it, that he wanted to challenge Roman Reigns again. Seth Rollins comes out, and he gives a speech about the WWE Heavyweight Championship, about how this is the Workhorse Championship. This is the one that you see. This is the People's Championship. This isn't like a championship that you're going to see once every 4 months or once every 6 months. You get to see the champion defend this title and weekly or rather often versus the Roman Reigns or whatnot. And so I'm thinking like, oh man, we're making a case to try to make the WWE Heavyweight Championship be equal to the Undisputed Championship. And I'm like, all right, cool. I like this. And I was hoping that there's going to be some type of build up to try to make the Heavyweight Championship, like I say, be equal to the Undisputed Championship, because you have two brands. And so I feel like if you want both brands to seem equal, both of the titles should be equal and not one completely just dominate over the other. And I get why this one dominates over the other, because there was no heavyweight championship. It was only made due to the fact that Roman took both of the titles with him, and it turned into one, and then they had to come up with this one here. So then, so I'm like, all right, well, maybe Cody might pick Seth. And even though it wouldn't make sense, because he's already beaten Rollins 3 times already, clean, and so that wouldn't really be the best matchup just off of that, Ron Palmer alone, they run segment alone. So it would have took a little more to build that up. But I was thinking, all right, well, cool. Maybe I might get that matchup at WrestleMania. And even though, like I say, I would have rather seen CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, but you can still finish the story. If the story is Cody Rhodes to be a WWE champion, he can still do that with the heavyweight championship, But and then I was thinking, well, man, you still got Damian Priest out there with the Money in Bank. So one of my ideas were that Cody is going to beat Seth Rollins. Well, he's going to beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and then Damian Priest was going to cash in at WrestleMania and steal it from Cody and beat Cody, or somehow turn it into a 3-way. But I felt like Cody's win wasn't going to be celebrated, and it was going to be a shortly victory, you know. But but then, you know, we still had to go to SmackDown because they wanted to push the actual decision making, even for Bayley too, to SmackDown, and so now we gotta go to SmackDown topics. So before we get to the decision between both of the superstars, the winners of the Royal Rumble, Logan Paul and KO, I can see them going back into the Elimination Chamber because they already advertised Logan Paul for Elimination Chamber already. So I want to see the U.S. title being defended in the Elimination Chamber soon, and I'm hoping that Logan Paul loses. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that Logan Paul will be defending the U.S. Championship in the Elimination Chamber? Comment below, let me know. And also, kind of seems like Nick Aldis might pick that, just because he was Logan Paul was kind of disrespectful to Nick this past Friday. But yeah, I'm hoping that's what we get is the U.S. title being defended in the Elimination Chamber. I think that would be a phenomenal match. Like I said before, like Logan Paul, like he's a great talent and he's great in ring. You know, so far just to be like not have been doing this forever. And so I think only just him just being in a match with multiple superstars takes the focus off of him. He doesn't have to be part of carrying a whole match by himself, and allows him to kind of just blend in and hit different spots when needed to be, you know, and be like highlight reels in a sense. So I think that can be an amazing match. Coming in Elimination Chamber. What do you guys think? And side note off of that, like we had Austin Theory versus Kevin Owens this past Friday, and Theory lost. And it's like, man, like Theory was the Money Bank winner. He cashed in, and he was U.S. champion, and he was U.S. champion for a minute, and then he didn't even beat John Cena at last year's WrestleMania, only to be I don't know, man, stuck into like this mid-card role again. And maybe just because the main eventers are just much higher than what Austin Theory needs to be, but I don't see there any plans to build him up to help him get to that next level. Maybe because he's still young or whatever, but like he's great too, and he makes a great heel. And I feel like that's where WWE is kind of lacking right now is heels. Even with the Bloodline being a heel faction, they're still pretty popular, you know. So it's really hard to say they're heels. Even the same way with Judgment, they really don't get the heat like that, except for Dom. But you got Rhea Ripley, so it kind of negates that, you know, in a sense. And so like there's a lacking for heels. And I just think, you know, that's a spot for Austin Theory to kind of like shine. And it kind of sucks to see that nothing's really being done with him or even Grayson Waller. And maybe it just seems like to be no particular spot for them, or this is their spot right now. And I just don't like the spot for them because I want more for them. But what do you guys think about Austin Theory? Do you think he's right where he's at, or should he be higher up, or should he be lower? You know, let me know what you guys think, man. Okay, so let's go into the match of the week. I'm going to have to go with that Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match between Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates versus the LWO versus Legado del Fantasma, Berto and Angel Garcia. And who was the other team? Oh, Peter Deadly was the other team. But yeah, man, like, and the winners out of that was Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates. And that was a great match. And you got to see Joaquin fly again like he did on NXT. I like these. Like I say, I feel like tag team wrestling is finally coming back. And it's cool to see. Build up these different divisions so you just have this solid wrestling all throughout the night, all the way around. And it gives different guys a chance to shine, you know? So, yeah, man, that's my match of the night. What do you guys think? Comment below. What match did you guys like the most this past week in WWE? Let me know. So, two other quick topics. We got Tiffany Stratton, who has signed onto SmackDown. That's why it's hard to listen to so many of the leaks on the internet. A lot of leaks were saying that she was going to Raw. They kept saying that really soon, maybe like next month or whatever. And then next year, Friday she's on SmackDown, signing SmackDown. But I'm looking forward to seeing more of her. Like, I kind of heard of her on NXT. Like, I really don't have a chance to really watch NXT like I want to, or like I should. But I'm looking forward to see what she can do on SmackDown. And this is just adding another stacked superstar to an already stacked women's division is going to be crazy. I look forward to seeing what they're able to do with her and going forward. What do you guys think about Tiffany Stratton? Guys that are really familiar with her, what do you guys like the most about her? Yeah, man, just let me know. Comment below. Also, we had Bobby Lashley, Street Profits versus the Final Testament. It was supposed to be a 6-man tag. It broke out to all chaos. No match. But we didn't see that they still don't have a name, even though they got matching outfits. Everyone has matching outfits now. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. But B-Fab, who used to be part of Hit Row, is now seemed to be down with the guys here. And I'm looking to see what can come up out of this. They need a name. They got outfits, black and gold, whatnot. But they need a name, man. They need a name. And maybe they might push this to Elimination Chamber or something like that, which is the February 24th, I believe it is. So it might not wait till that long. But I'm hoping that Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits just don't get buried by the Final Testament. Like, I want to make it seem interesting. And actually, this past interaction on Friday actually helped make them seem like they might be equal. The factions might be equal, and it's cool to see that. Like I say, man, I want the best for him. I want talent to just be best and get the best opportunity to shine and thrive here in WWE. What do you guys think? What should the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley and now B-Fab name be? Like I say, comment below, man. Tell me what you guys think. So I feel like the World Rumble winners never really announced who they was challenging until later on, like maybe like late February or like early March or whatever. Like, there was always some type of build up, right? But this year it was like instant. Like, we had to know that like the following week, and I felt like that kind of took the steam out of a lot of things. Just some of the suspense and guessing. And even though, like, I've been thinking that Bayley and Damage Control were gonna split ways at some point, I was kind of hoping to see like a better build up to that and not just be so instant, like instantly. Like I said, I don't remember the winners picking the very next week or almost like the same day or something like that. Like, that's crazy to me. Like I said, I think it hurts the storylines. I would rather see like a more. I mean, even though the fans they're behind Bayley, and even though I prefer Bayley as a heel, but she's phenomenal. So it's hard to dislike her at this point, right? And with Bayley challenging, she just decided she's going to challenge Io, which I already knew already and figured at WrestleMania. But I just wanted more of a build up to it. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks further down the line, we see the actual like they turn on each other. Oh, I was hoping that there was going to be a Bayley turn on Damage Control in a way. This is when I saw the Unholy Union a couple weeks back, interfere. Like, I thought there was something to that, and maybe it was, and maybe they kind of scrapped it or whatever the case may be. But yeah, we got Bayley versus Io at WrestleMania, and I'm kind of disappointed because they really haven't done anything with Io. They really build her up to make her seem like she's dominant. We know that she got the Kabuki Warriors on her side or whatnot, but I feel like we just know Bayley's gonna win unless we get to WrestleMania and Dakota Kai is finally cleared to wrestle and she interferes and costs Bayley her WrestleMania victory. What do you guys think? Comment below. Is Bayley going to win at WrestleMania? Do you like this whole angle so far with her and Damage Control? Would you rather have seen it drawn out a little bit longer? Let me know, man. And so, our last topic for this episode of Superkick Podcast is Cody Rhodes' decision of who he wants to face at WrestleMania 40. Like I said, I kept hoping that it was going to be Seth Rollins, but I think we all wanted it to make sense, right? No matter what the decision was going to be, we wanted it to make sense. And it seems like so many people wanted Cody to finish the story. And the only way for Cody to finish the story was for him to go against Roman Reigns. But like I said, like if this championship is equal to that championship, it shouldn't matter who he challenged. It should be him winning the title is him finishing the story, no matter who he beats, you know? And like I said, I was always still a big fan of, I want more of the Bloodline story more than I care about title matches. And the last piece I felt for the Bloodline story is the insertion of The Rock somewhere down the line, you know? And he came out January 1st, day one, Monday Raw day one or whatnot. And, you know, asked about wanting to sit at the head of the table. And I'm like, oh man, we're finally going to get it, right? And then I think so many of us had wanted that. And we wanted that, this acknowledgement in wrestling that it's a possibility that this match could actually really be happening. They finally mentioned each other on WWE TV, you know, and so I was hoping to get that way. So then we get to SmackDown. Once again, like, I was hoping there's going to be more of a case built up for the WWE Heavyweight Championship. And my feelings going into SmackDown was, well, he's not picking himself. He wants to pick Roman. He wants to finish his story. I mean, it makes the most sense, you know. He lost last year. He wants to come back, redeem himself, beat Roman Reigns, dethrone the Bloodline, dethrone Roman Reigns as one of the longest reigning heavyweight WWE champions in the modern era. So we get out there, and he gets out there, and instead of them once again trying to build up their heavyweight championship, they start tearing it down. They just start tearing it down, making it seem like it's nothing. It's the loser bracket championship. You be the best number 2 out there. Not helping the case at all. They're making the heavyweight championship equal to the WWE Undisputed Championship. I think I would have preferred it if maybe Seth Rollins should have been there too, in some capacity, even out there, or, you know, that's why I think I wanted to see was the winners pick who they're going to challenge, who they're going to challenge, with the champions being out there representing their titles or whatnot. And I think that would have helped this decision mean a little more that way. And I remember they cut like a little vignette about the championships, and with Seth doing the voiceover, and he was asking, you know, Cody, man, who you rather be, the Ultimate Warrior or Ric Flair or this person or that person or whatnot. And it was, once again, it was throwing shade, and I was liking it. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, kind of tearing down the fact that certain wrestlers in the past were a certain type. Like, they were only for Hollywood. It was for the glitz and the glamour. And they weren't here just to show their talents and work hard or whatnot. And I'm like, all right, cool. I like that. So maybe we can start getting that build up for the case to make that the heavyweight championship mean something, you know. But like I said, after that, Roman came out and totally decimated Seth, and he cooked the heavyweight championship. And it's like, all right, well, this means nothing, right? Cody comes out and he gets ready to give his speech, and he's like, you know, well, I'm coming for you, just not at this WrestleMania. And then he said has some special counsel, and then The Rock music hits. And The Rock comes out, and yeah, I got goosebumps and I got chills. And I'm like, yeah, man, this is what I want, you know, like I want this match, but now the match don't make sense. You know, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Because it's like, we all want WrestleMania to make sense. And like, man, like, for those of us who's going to WrestleMania, like, yo, it's not a cheap ticket, man. So like we want matches that we want to see, and we want the matches to make sense, and we want to not feel like someone got screwed over, you know. And it didn't help that it felt like Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble for nothing. He didn't even get to choose. He didn't pick. It's like a decision was made for him. Pretty much it felt like when he came out there, he didn't know. It seemed like during the day, he didn't know like The Rock was coming in to take. And then it was like he came out, right before he came out, like, hey, Cody, yeah, man, you're not wrestling Roman at WrestleMania. The Rock is, I don't know, man, say something about that. You know, fix it. And he comes out there and, you know, Rock shakes his hand like to kind of like, you know, dap him up and, you know, to praise him and, you know, say how, you know, what's me or whatever. He probably say, man, your story is mine, you know. And then Cody leaves the ring and they stare him down. They're staring. Rock's looking at him as he walks back to the back, and Cody looks defeated and he's sad and heartbroken. And it's like, once again, it doesn't help the image of the heavyweight championship, you know. Like, it doesn't make us feel good. Like, oh well, I guess Cody's challenging Seth Rollins. Like, oh wow, well, this is a consolation. Like, and now all the WWE universe is pretty much, they want Cody, man. They want Cody back into the main event against Roman Reigns, against Roman Reigns. And so far, I think it's one of the highest disliking videos in SmackDown history. But almost at that time, like 500,000 votes of dislike for that segment. And it's like, man, like, it sucks in a way, because it's like, this isn't how I think I wanted it to go. Like, if I was gonna get Roman versus Rock, I wanted Rock to be at the Royal Rumble and win the Royal Rumble and then challenge Roman Reigns that way. And then maybe Cody could have entered the Elimination Chamber, won that, and then challenged Seth Rollins that way, you know. But Cody didn't get a choice. His choice was made for him, and that sucks. And I think it's all because they rushed the decision making. And I get it, man. CM Punk is injured. You got all this other stuff going on. All this legal stuff going on with WWE now. So it's like, man, it seemed like everyone's just scrambling, trying to put pieces together or whatnot, and not knowing what to do. And it seemed like this was the best idea to do at the time, man. It might not be the best idea to do it right now. And I don't think it's going to go away. I don't know how they make this make sense. And whose job is it to make it make sense? Like, we won't find out until like Monday, you know. And it seems like, well, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes know they're not going to be main eventing WrestleMania, and it's like now it's up to them to, and they very well can steal the show, you know. They feel like they have every time that they have a match together, you know, stolen the show, but it's just not that same feel, you know. So now it's like someone might have to turn heel with, might be Seth Rollins, you know, because I can't see the Seth Rollins, who's a fan favorite, versus Cody Rhodes, who's a bigger fan favorite, going together into WrestleMania, you know, fighting each other or whatnot. I mean, I just don't see the real story there anymore. Because it's rushed. They rushed everything. But yeah, man, like, I just don't know. I don't know, man, it just feels like this might be a letdown. Like I say, WrestleMania isn't a cheap ticket for people, you know. Like, I feel like people, this might be their first time going ever, and you know, people work hard for this and be able to go and enjoy it the proper way and for it to make sense for them. And people might have already bought their tickets or bought their tickets after the Royal Rumble, expecting a certain outcome. And yeah, nothing's ever what you should expect it to be, or you should never assume it to be. But you will want it to make sense, and this just doesn't feel like it makes sense for us right now. Hopefully things will change. Hopefully they can fix it and turn it around and make it make sense or whatnot. But I don't know, man. I do not know. But yeah, I mean, what are you guys feeling? I'm guessing if you're watching this, I guess you probably feel that Cody Rhodes got screwed and Cody should be challenging Roman Reigns at the WrestleMania. But yeah, man, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want The Rock versus Roman? Do you want Cody versus Roman? Are you happy with Cody versus Seth at WrestleMania? Always, man, like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate you guys. Share, you know, I mean, I got a contest going on. I'm just kind of just flabbergasted, man, about everything. Check out the last episode of Superkick Podcast. Look at the contest that I got going on. Man, join it. Until next time, man. Adios. Peace. I think we want Cody. I don't know.